Hello, I'm Dennis Neal here at the 5th International Vatican Conference. Today, we're talking to Dr. Jamie Metzl about the idea of reversing the aging process. First, Dr. Metzl, many medical conferences are narrowly focused. How is this one different, and why is that important?
Thanks so much, Dennis. Really happy to be here. We need to recognize on a personal level, on a societal level, and on a global level that we exist in ecosystems. We are ecosystems. So our healthcare, when we think of systems biology, that means we're a system of systems. And then we exist within the environment around us. And then our world is all connected. So when we think about health, to narrow it to just medicine misses the entire context of our lives. And we think just about healthcare, that misses that our healthcare is connected to not just the health and well-being of everyone else on Earth, but to the well-being of our entire biosphere and our entire planet. And that's why having conferences and dialogues like this are so important, where we recognize our interconnectivity and we recognize that our most cherished ethical traditions must guide all of our steps in everywhere, but certainly in the application of our very powerful technologies.
You just moderated a panel on aging that talked about the efforts to reverse it. So where do you see genetic engineering going in terms of helping us do that?
So the basic lesson of this genetics and biotech revolution is that the genetic code of life is increasingly readable, writable, and hackable. It may be sacrilegious in this context to talk about how for millennia we've had all these incredible powers we've attributed to our various gods, the ability to make or recast life. And now we humans, this one species among the billions that have ever lived, suddenly we have these godlike powers that will allow us to manipulate all of biology, because all of biology comes from the same building blocks, including our own biology. And that will have profound implications across the spectrum. It will change the way that we do healthcare, moving from our system of generalized medicine based on population averages to precision healthcare based on each person's individual biology, to predictive healthcare, health and life based on an increasing understanding of the range of possibilities that each of us face. Within that, our ability to manipulate the mechanisms of aging will continue to increase. The reason why I use the word continue is that we live lives that are very different from our ancestors. They're longer, they're healthier, because of interventions that we make. And some of them are not quote unquote natural at all, like vaccinations and other interventions. So we will use the tools of the genetics revolution, as I write about in my book, Hacking Darwin. And part of that will be to understand the underlying systems biology of aging, but also to manipulate it to expand healthy human lifespan.
Now, when you use words like manipulating what God created or what exists in nature, what kind of ethical concerns arise, and are we prepared to kind of deal with those?
Yeah, so monumental ethical concerns arise when we talk about intervening in very complex systems that we only minimally understand. And that's why I'm so happy to participate in this event, because this is all about ethics. If we use these tools unwisely, you could have issues of equity where some people have access to these, in some ways, superpowers and others don't. Diversity may seem like a way to have better workplaces and universities, but diversity is, in evolutionary terms, the sole survival strategy of our species and every other species. So we need to be extremely careful, and that's why ethical conversations like these can't be an afterthought. They need to be woven in to every step along this journey.
Thank you very much for being with us, Dr. Jamie Metzl. It's never been a more promising time to be alive, is the way you make us feel.
Yep, really my pleasure.